horse that I'm dealing with today is a 21-year-old Hanoverian pre-St. George schoolmaster who has had her whole life been a show horse. And I've retired her now to bring her home. And so I've discovered something that was not apparent in the structured world of a stable. Because they never took the halters off when they put them out to pasture, I didn't know she was a bolter. When I went to take the halter off, and this happened 3 or 4 times, and now I've just left it on because I want to deal with this properly. She'll let you take it off the near side, but when it goes over the right ear, she's gone. When I first got her and she was at the stable, she broke 3 halters in the cross ties with the staff in the first month. So we learned how to approach her. And so when this bolting thing, I found this at home, I took her into a small pier and I had on a halter plus the stud chains, absolutely used to. They use those all the time. And when I went to take off the halter, she pulled back, and as soon as the stud chain engaged, we stopped. But I looked at her, her whole body was shaking, which was way over the top for what had just happened. So that's when I started thinking, this is a trauma.
Yes.
This is an old memory that's been there forever. And so I'd like to address it and not have to accommodate it.
Yeah. From what I can hear, and from my understanding of horses that have trauma and so forth, there may need to be some skills that we build in the rapport between her before we get to the main event. Okay?
Correct.
Okay. So what I want to see first is I just want to see you approach her, make some contact with her, and then step away. So I just want you to walk over to her, just be near her. Don't try to do anything. If she'll let you like pat her on the shoulder or something, that's great. If you can greet her, that's great. If not, that's okay. I just want to see her body language as you get close, and then I want you to come back to the camera so I can tell you.
Okay.
Okay, and now I can see. Okay, so there's a greeting. That's very nice. Okay, move it to the right a little bit. Move the camera to
so we can
to my right a little bit more. Okay. All right. Good. Okay, now that's good. I like everything that she did. Okay, tell her to come on out. Oh, good. Am I going too? She says. Good greeting. That was a good greeting. Good backup. You did nice. I like how you turned your core off to say good job. And then she's like, oh, am I going with you? You know, okay. So she shows me her, she's got a basic friendly nature. She's interested in you. She's curious. She's not afraid of the contact with you. But the under part of her throat is holding, and she's not breathing very deep. Okay.
And you know what? I realized the other day, I hold my breath around her way more than I want to.
So she's holding her breath like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then if a horse holds their breath around us, it kind of makes us hold our breath. So what I want you to do is we're going to start this. We're going to help you switch into a mentor role with her. And you're going to go in and you're going to do 3 really deep breaths. So you can greet her. That was fine. The greeting was good. You can turn your belly button off of her. That was really good. And then I want you to just do 3 big breaths and then come back out. So what happened on the last breath is that she wiggled her ears and she looked at you differently, and she had a thought in her head about this is different. That's what I wanted to see. So now I want you to notice that now what she's doing is she's turning away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to place your palm in the air so that your palm is aiming at her butt. And you're just going to sit there and hold your palm in the air up. And now breathe out 3 times, and you're just standing there and holding your palm. Just 3 times, big breaths. Good. There we go. Good. Now she's going to want to come back. So go ahead and put your knuckle right through the fence where you are and kind of get low like an O posture. Yep. Just bend over a little bit and totally relax. Just totally relax. It doesn't matter whether she comes over or not. What you said with that gesture is, I've got your back. Nothing's going to hurt you. And so she said, oh, goody, I'll come get close to you again. Can you see her top line changing a little bit? Can you see her top line relaxing? Yeah. Yes. That's what we're looking for. Now, I noticed that her tail is a little bit unexpressive. That means she's still holding her feelings. Right. She likes what's happening, but she hasn't released anything yet because her tail is flaccid. Right. Okay. So now you're going to go in and you're going to greet her and you're going to offer to rock the baby. So you put a hand on her wither or on her neck, depending on what she'll allow you to touch. And you're just going to rock the baby and breathe out, and then you're going to walk away. Okay? So go ahead in. A little greeting. Yep. Now turn your belly button off, put your palm on her shoulder, and just rock like you're rocking a baby. Yeah. And turn towards the camera. So your belly button is off of her. Yeah. And then just rock. She can do whatever she wants. Breathe. And look at her blinking. Can you see that? Her eyes are blinking. Good. And now I want you to do a little bit of a yes and no with your head. Very soft, like you're working out a kink in your neck. There we go. Did you see she copied? That's good.
She gets flinched.
Yep. Good. So what you're doing there is you're saying, I've got you. I'm not going to let anything happen to you, because horses rock. The mentor horses will start rocking when they're telling the troubled horses, you're safe, everything's okay. It's a way to help them get off the sympathetic nervous system and switch to parasympathetic. And there she goes. That's excellent. Yeah. All right. And now you're going to come away. See how her head came back up? She rebalanced. Good. Very nice. I like that very much. Now come back out.
She's like, wait.
She's like, no, that was getting good. Where are you going? That was really good.
That was awesome.
So you're going to need to do like 200 rock the babies, and you're going to rock the baby all over her body. And that'll just be something, homework that you do for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because she's got stored tension, who knows where. But you're going to rock the baby anywhere she'll let you touch her, right, until she says, I'm ready for the next thing. And then whatever that is. But this was really, really good. She's seeking help. She actually wants the help. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing you did was you changed your breathing pattern. You did 3 outward breaths. And that says we don't have to be hypervigilant. We can just start being together.
Right.
You came and you went. You came in, you said something, and you left. This is important for horses, because they start to get worried if we're with them for too long, because they start like, oh, what else do you want? What else? And they start anticipating.
Right.
All right. So every time you leave, you're letting her soak. Now she's coming closer. Look at her. Look at you. Look behind.
She's licking and chewing too.
Yeah. Yes. So this is great. And what has to happen is a process of understanding and of releasing fight or flight mechanism has to start with her mouth. and it has to move all the way through her head, neck, shoulder, barrel, hips, and finally it'll come out the tail. And when the tail has this little twitch, that's when she's made a new understanding.
Right.
So look at her face right now. See that dopey expression?
Yep, the ears and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got her eyes closed.
Yes.
The head's coming down.
So this is called a process. She's gone into a process. So she's now taking the new information you gave her and sort of comparing it to the old information. And they'll get like that. They'll get dopey and they'll get blinky. And then you'll see her body will kind of shift. And it's like us. When we have an aha moment, we go, oh, I get it. And we have this kind of shift moment. Okay, so her head just came back up. So now she's processing high. Okay, she's processing in an X posture, which means she's gone into some of the stress memories. This is good. Okay. So now what I want you to do is look at her and breathe out and just rock your head. Just move your head back and forth like you're working a kink out of your neck. Right. And then look at her and now blink really big. And now just chew gum for a second. Yeah. That's excellent. That means she's learning something. They literally scratch that spot when they're learning something. And there goes the hip. There we go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does confirm to me how connected this horse is to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when you're releasing your neck, you're literally saying it's safe to let that go.
Right.
Because horses will hold their neck really tight if it's not safe, right? So a lead horse is going to look really stiff if things aren't safe. So if you're the lead horse and you're doing these things, you're saying, hey, you're really safe. It's really okay.
This just all makes so much sense. You know, I've studied the trauma response as part of my training, and so I understand it in theory, and I knew that we'd have to make new pathways, new understanding, and that somehow I would have to be the mentor to her. I had no idea how we would go about doing this, so this is just so perfect.
All right. Now she's got one ear out on the world and then one ear on you. So this is the next step. This is really good. She's scanning the horizon and looking for any danger. So what you're going to do is point at where she's looking right now and make a big breath out. Big breath, like you're yelling at the goblin, like the goblins. Good. Now look at her and put everything away and relax your head and neck. Yeah. Blink, smack your lips a little bit. There, see her nostrils? And there she says, okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Now she touched her lead rope. So now she's asking you to come be with her again. That's what that was.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so you can go back in and be with her. And what you're going to do now, I'm going to kind of turn you loose and just watch. Use your gut. Trust your gut. You want to think about you're trying to hold her hand through the process, which means you got to linger longer sometimes, but you don't want to throw her off a cliff.
Oh,
there goes the tail. The tail just swished.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And she's like,
so when you go in, you're going to rock the baby some more, and I want you to start sliding your hand up her neck, rocking the baby until you can even maybe get to the pole. And if she'll let you rock the baby on the pole, then you can walk out. You can come back out. Okay? Very nice. Excellent. Excellent greeting. That was really nice. Make sure to release your neck. Turn your core off of her a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. Because now you're in harmony with her feet. Yeah. And go ahead and greet her with your other hand. Put your other hand in front of her nose. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. That way she has a place she can check in with you, so she can tell you if it's too much instead of reacting to you. Nice. I think she's going to allow it. So go ahead and place your hand on her pole and just keep rocking the baby. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, good. Now see that little turn away? She got a little nervous, and that's good. You did the right thing.
Tighten up, and then she had to get out of it.
That's right. Now she's looking for a boogeyman. So blow away the boogeyman, point and blow. That's right. Now look at her and go back to rocking the baby. There we go.
Good. She's looking chewing.
Yeah. Very nice. And then go ahead and take your hand away.
Yeah, I can feel that she can only take it for so long.
Yep. Come on out. Yeah.
That's very cool. I could feel that she can take it for a while, and then it's too much and she's got to go.
Yeah. Perfect. Excellent. So if you've studied trauma and release and all that stuff, then this is great. So you have the training that you need to help her through this. So see, now she's looking for a boogeyman. So blow away her boogeyman again. Good. And then look at her and just smack your lips. Breathe out. Just tell her she's safe. Yeah. Blow away another boogeyman. She say, "What about behind me?" Good. And now relax your head. There we go. And she did the tail swish. Excellent. So this is what happens now is like, we're asking her to get into her issues.
Yep.
And so what she's going to do is it's a psychological boogeyman. Yep. She's like, is it safe for me to do this with you? All of a sudden I'm feeling a little bit like, it's like you're going to get into the pool and you put your toe in the pool and then you go, yikes, that's really cold, and you back away. Yep. Right? So she's backing away a little bit psychologically. And every time you blow away her boogeyman for this stage, you're saying, I got you. No boogeymen are going to get you. And there we go. She released again. Look at the huge release there. Look at her hip going. Yep. So horses hold emotional tension in their pelvis.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So by cocking her hip, look at how much releasing she's doing in her pelvis. Because you blew away her boogeyman. You said, I'm not going to let the boogeyman get you. Yep. Okay. Yep. So this is wonderful. And this is going to take a little bit of time. And I don't actually, I don't want to be greedy and say, well, let's do the halter. Right. This is why I said, do you have another halter? Because if you have another halter that you can sort of put on and take off, yep, then it's not about like getting a halter on or getting this halter off. It's like one you can just slip it up and slip it down. She's yawning. Yep. So you can go in stages with the pseudo halter. Look, she's doing another huge release.
Big leg lift.
Huge leg lift. So she's really, really releasing. So can you go get the other halter? Yep. You're having an emotional session with her. Look at her hind end. She keeps going back and forth in her hind end. And the tail is moving and she's switching legs and she's stretching those legs. And there's a breath. Yeah. So what we're doing with her today is giving her agency over her own arousal levels. And massage is good, but massage is done to them.
Right.
And what you're doing is providing a source of stability so she can find her zero again, because she lost her zero.
Yep. Yep.
So you're going to go in, you're going to rock the baby, you're going to present the new halter, let her sniff it. It's part of the greeting. Don't put it on her or anything. Just let her sniff it, rock the baby. Pretend like, yeah, I just have a halter in my arm. It's no big deal. Nothing's happening. And just see how that goes. And you have excellent sense of feel and timing. And if she does this, like look right now, see if she's doing boogeyman. So if she does boogeyman, step away, blow her boogeyman, get her to come down again, and then go back to what you're doing. So just try to rock the baby for a couple minutes with that other halter in your hand.
Okay.
Okay. Blow away her boogeyman now. Good.
It's the other horse.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
And just turn your belly button off of her a little bit more because she's very sensitive to that pressure. Yeah, perfect. Very nice. Now let's change the story a little bit. Can you bring your hand, slide it down her back so that you're kind of where the saddle would go? And rock the baby there.
Here?
Yep. Because now you're in the girth position, and the girth on girth to a horse is the mommy button. So that's the button that says, you're with me, kid. We're in this together. And so look at her face. Really watch her face now that you're at the mommy button. Can you see the difference?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm spontaneously going to give you something different to try. I want you to pretend there's a string on her back and that you're going to pull the string with your left hand and back away about 10 steps right now. So ready? Just pull the string. Good. And back away. And just stand right there so I can still see you. Good. And now drop your hand low like an O. There you go. Good. And then just breathe out. And just wait for it. So that's an invitation for her to come line up with you, like a mother horse will touch their baby right there on the girth and then start stepping away and say, you're going to follow me? And so she has to think about that. Now she had a boogeyman, so blow her boogeyman. Good. And now pull the imaginary, don't move your feet, just pull the string and get low O again. Get nice and low. That's good. And there's another boogeyman. She's like, wow, that would be a lot. Can you see her wiggling back and forth? She's undecided. And for some horses, this is when they get this request, they're like, this is blowing my mind. I don't know what to do with this. You see the look on her face? So you're going to go back in and rock the baby on her girth line again.
Yeah, she's connecting with the other horse.
Yep.
Oh.
That's okay. She's connecting with you. Yep. Yeah. And you just blew her mind. That's all. See how her front legs are askew?
Yep.
No, none of her feet are lined up. Now turn your belly button off of her and line your feet up and show her. Pick one up, put it down, and then pick the other one up, put it down, and then stop. And then just stand there. Now look at her foot. Look down. Mm-hmm. Point at it a little bit and just tell her out loud, say, your feet are funny. See her looking at you? There. I'm not making this stuff up.
And now she's releasing it in the hind end.
Yeah.
Well, now it's frozen. But.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now come on out. Come on out.
Okay.
How was that?
Mind-blowing. I mean, it's mind-blowing enough to read it in the book when you're the subject of it. It's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it all. I get it all because I've seen it happen at Equine, but not with my own horses, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And you're doing it on purpose for
Yes.
her to help her release. So these are all the patterns. And when you backed away and pulled the string,
Yep.
you can actually turn your hand like you're turning a key.
Right.
And I am not sure why horses like this so much, but when you turn so that your palm is like all the way, like you turned a key.
Yeah.
For some reason they like that the best. I'm not sure why, but they tend to really like that. So
Okay.
when you back away from the buttons of the front end, so it can be her cheek, neck, shoulder, or the girth, they're going to be inclined to like kind of come into the wake of that. And eventually she's going to want to come right over. But the
Right.
first couple of times you invite a horse to come, it kind of blows their mind. And they're like, is really? Now look at her hind end. Look at how square she just got in her hind end. That's
Yes.
also interesting. That means she's getting better balance in her emotional world right now.
She's going to sleep for a week.
She's going to sleep for a while. So this is plenty for a session for her for today.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is saying, you're safe with me. These are all the messages. You're safe with me. I'm going to touch the mommy button. I'm going to rock the baby. I'm going to witness you releasing your tension and your fear and your work. I'm going to be here with you. Look, I got another halter. I do want to talk about this halter thing. You brought in the halter. I do want to talk to you about this halter thing. She said, oh God, you said, don't worry about it. It's fine. And then you left without talking about the halter thing. You made it about the girth thing.
Right.
Right. So you are going to do these things, and then you're going to try a little bit of halter tag with her, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it without fastening it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're putting the halter on, see how slowly you're going with the rocking the baby. You're going to be putting the halter on, like not even getting it over. I know it's hard to take it off, but you're actually going to change how you put it on also.
Okay.
Okay. Because what you're going to be doing is rocking the baby on the bridge of her nose.
Okay.
Okay. You see how much rocking the baby is really good for her?
Yes.
Okay. So I should leave the halter out here. This is the last thing we're going to do. Okay. Don't take the extra halter in.
Okay.
And I just want you to go in, rock the baby, rock it on the girth, rock it on the shoulder, rock it on the neck. And then you're going to reach up with your other hand and rock her on the bridge of the nose if she'll allow it.
Right. So the one hand will be on the neck and the other on the nose?
Yes.
Rocking?
Yep.
Okay. If she allows it.
If she allows it. You can touch her. She's just wait. She says, you're the leader. You can touch me if you're ready. Yeah. Big breath out right there. Nod your head a little bit. Yeah. Good. Very good. See what she did? She mimicked you. See, she's mirroring you. Excellent. Oh, that was excellent. That's a trauma release. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now start to go up her neck. And then just reach around, greet her with your other hand. Greet her muzzle first. Yeah. A lot of lip wiggling. That's good. And then just casually, just touch the bridge of her nose. Yep, that's okay. That's good. You did it very well. And again, just greet her. And when you touch her greeting button, just stroke downhill a little bit. So just greet and stroke. That's it. And again, that's it. Yes, you got it. Keep doing that until she says she doesn't want it anymore. Very good. And there's a boogeyman. So go ahead and blow her boogeyman. Good.
Another stretch from the back leg.
Now try to do the bridge of the nose again. Very nice. There. Good. Now walk away. Perfect. I'm sure you've heard this before. Everything is everything else, right? So when she started to wiggle her lips, she's trying to reset her limbic. And they do this. So then you did lip massage because that is the way to help reset the limbic. Yeah, and now she's got to walk it off. She's like, that was so much. Just put your hand up real quick and just say, I've got your back. You can just say it out loud.
I got your back. Yes.
Good. And then breathe out. Good. And just put your, like you're saying hello to someone, put your palm in the air. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Big breath and a heavy elbow, relaxed elbow. Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. There. Can you see her ear go to you? Yeah, because this message is, okay, I'm going to take time out. I'm going to go into my own little world, but I can face my butt to you because you won't let the coyotes bite me. So that's what that means. So the reason that I'm having you do mouth massage is that she's trying so hard to reset all that stuff. Right. And when you touched the bridge of the nose, she was like, oh God, I don't know about that. And so even though she'll put a halter on, everything is everything else. And so if bridge of the nose is sensitive and touchy, halter coming off is going to be sensitive and touchy.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're working with her, it's going to be spending a lot of quality time rocking the baby until you can rock bridge of the nose, and she just sort of melts into your hand. And that's the way to start helping her through the halter. It's a delicate balance of, you don't want her to practice panicking.
Right.
And sort of get away with it, because then she's like she can't stop herself. And encouraging her to keep her own arousal levels low.
Yep.
Right? Because what we want for her is that she can have agency and have the power of keeping herself at 0.
Yep.
And
yep.
So got it?
Yep. It just makes so much sense to me. Yeah.
All right. And this is going to take time, because her hair trigger is real quick. So by going slowly and being able to rock the baby on any part of her face, can you rock the baby on her eye? Can you rock the baby on her cheek? Can you rock the baby? Doing the pole is great, because if you can rock the baby on the pole, maybe you can rock the baby near that sensitive ear. And
or even having your hand hover over the ear.
Even just hovering. And
don't even touch it.
You're in the air and you're just rocking the baby. Because she's looking, when you walked away to get the halter, she was like, oh, where's she going?
Yeah.
So tell me what you're thinking now.
What am I thinking now? I'm thinking that this is a daily thing, that we come in the round pen and we practice this. And that might be all she has to do for the next little while. I mean, what I need to do, 2 things: breathe and recognize when she's starting to go, and then take the pressure off and let her reset. That reset business, to see how long and how deep that is, that's new for me. I didn't understand the extent that needs to happen.
Okay.
So yeah, so this business is what we need to get over, and then her and I just know our relationship is just going to get deeper and deeper and deeper.
Oh yeah, you're going to be able to incorporate rocking the baby when you're sitting on her.
Oh
yeah. And there's so many intimate and just delicious connection, rapport building, and enrichment stuff that you guys are going to be building. Like when you're turn the key, come to me on the girth, and you're saying, give me your mommy button, that increases their trust and their confidence of leg, because when you're sitting on them, your leg is right at that mommy button.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not like she's got all her training, but it would be really interesting to see how she might respond differently, and how you'll feel differently going, okay, I'm going to put my leg on your mommy button now. What do you think about that? And just to know that that's such a deep, intimate zone for her. When you went there is when she really started to drop into her relaxation.
Yeah.
Super. Right. And what's happening is, as she's working out the emotional tension, I mean, look at her physique right now. Her muscles are perfused with blood. Her belly has dropped. She's not high and tucked anymore. Even when her head comes up, she's not hollowing her back. Can you see that? So all this micro adjusting has happened because her skeleton is reframing itself into a more harmonious state. She's reaching 0, which is the state of well-being. And so see that she went up and then she didn't go up. So that's her learning how to keep her arousal levels in the right place and not get hyper vigilant. So because of that, she's going to be less likely to hurt herself when being ridden. She's going to use her body better, because in the statement, the dressage pyramid, the very first thing is relaxed and forward.
Yeah.
Relaxation. And exactly. So relaxation is the keynote to having the athleticism. There she is. Hi.
Miss Ella.
Hi, Miss Ella.
She blinked.
Yeah. You're like, okay.
She's like,
we've had a very, very good 2 weeks.
All right.
Awesome. We haven't introduced the halter yet.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to get greedy.
Yeah.
And it was only this Tuesday that she let me rock the baby on her pole.
Really?
Oh, wow.
She still won't let me do it on her nose. And Thursday, when I went in to work with her, she really wasn't interested in it. And I think she was tired of this game, so I didn't do anything with her last night.
Okay.
But what is so significantly different from doing is the connection between the two of us. The last 2 mornings when I've gone out to pasture to bring her and the other horse in, she gallops to the gate.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she will offer me connection where she will put her head right at my chest.
Oh, wow.
I can't get that level of connection by me asking, but when she offers, she just stays right here with me.
Wow.
So that's enough to take into this second session.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And she's having a nice day
Yeah,
with you right now.
she's
It's, the first week, the releases were so dramatic.
Yes.
It was unbelievable. I had to take them in the barn into stalls last weekend because it was raining so hard. And I discovered she's lived in a stall her whole life, but she's not very happy in the stall, and the gelding hates it. But we did work in the stall, and the gelding got the work, just from the distance, and learned to settle in the stall. And she gave me the biggest down dog stretches with groans when the work was done. So there was a lot of good stuff that happened in there.
Wow. That's super.
That is so great. You must just be over the moon. You must be so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, getting to know this horse at home on a whole different level. I mean, I've owned her for 5 years, but I only got to see her 3 or 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with COVID, we were down to an hour and a half and you had to be out, sort of thing. And so I never did her day-to-day care.
Mm.
And just already the connection that the two of us have is so, so good. And on every level, she's quiet and she's calm, and she'll stand tied at the hitching post for an hour while I groom the other horse and stuff, and just totally content. Wow. So it is this one thing that has been her trauma to carry, which has had such big impacts.
Yeah. Yeah, you work with trauma, so you understand.
Yep.
You understand how it impacts. It's like a spider web.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, what we're going to work on today, I can already see, because I can see what she's holding in the buttons, and I know the emotional component of the buttons. So when I'm looking at her, from an anatomy standpoint, physiologically, you can see certain things in her anatomy, but I understand the translation of what that means emotionally and psychologically. Okay? So when I'm looking at her, I see a tremendous change along the ventral line of her face, which is great, because that's where she's come to a place of connection and peacefulness, and she's really aiming her ventral line at, like right now, she's aiming it at you. If you just look over your shoulder, she's aiming. So when they do that, what they're focused on is what they're connected to. So she's aiming her connection points to you most of the time. Yeah. So that's really important. But when she stands to the side, I can see that her mid-neck button is still very stiff. Mm-hmm. And when she moved aside a little bit a few moments ago, I could see that her girth button was very hollow. And so you'll see these things in anatomy, and there's wonderful and really intelligent, science-based people out there now going, look at the horse's anatomy. This is what needs to change. La, 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 la. But what no one has kind of married is the understanding of that spot on the horse's body contains emotional and mental significance. Mm-hmm. So they're holding, it's sort of somatic integration, right? So they're holding an idea there and a feeling there. So what I'm gonna have you work on with her today is the hug position, because it does two things. It's going to challenge her, Okay, and she's ready for this challenge. She wasn't ready last week, but she is now because she's really trusting you. But the hug position is going to make her feel claustrophobic and frightened.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so, but also horses hug. They'll drape their necks across each other. Look right there where she's turning her neck really quick. Look at the middle of her neck. And you can see the right in the middle of her neck. It's very muscular, but it's also very stiff.
Yep.
And that is not just her breeding and her exercise, la 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 la. That's a result of blocked feelings. So what's wonderful about her is she's a naturally compassionate animal, and she hugs the lady who needs a hug because she has empathy and she responds. So what we're going to be bringing to her is, but can you let me hug you?
Yes.
Okay, I know you have empathy and you respond, but I'm going to be the mama, and I'm going to give you a chance to be vulnerable. It's all Brene Brown stuff, right? So we're giving her an opportunity to get vulnerable, and that's what the halter situation is really all about.
Right.
It is teaching her a way of having some self-regulation over something that normally spikes her nervous system, and she can't regulate it, and she can't respond. She can't respond, she's only reacting. So the mid-neck is going to be the first button of challenge. The second button of challenge is going to be her girth button. And we did a little bit of that last time, and that was really good. So this time we're going to do a little bit more. And I'm going to ask you to make contact. And so you're going to be holding with your palm, mid-neck button, and then you're going to be getting under her with you, like if you're going to bridle her, and you put underneath the cheek. And you're drawing her in, and the other hand is going to reach for her muzzle so she has a place to land. And that's what adds the safety.
So I'm going to take this hand and go underneath the mid-neck button towards the other side of it. Okay. And this hand is here.
And then the other hand is going to come in front with a knuckle so she can sniff the knuckle. And you're going to slide from the mid-neck button up to the cheek. When you get to the cheek, you actually put a little pressure on, and then you ask her to come through. Yeah. So when you get to the cheek, you put a little bit of pressure with your fingertips, and it's just delicate because you don't want to spook her, but you're just saying, come on over and let your head go across my chest. And probably she's going to do a little bit and then panic. And so what you do is you just go, that's okay.
Yep.
That's all right. So the other thing, in case we lose internet, the other thing you're going to work on today is the same contact with the palm at the girth, but then prong fingers, and you're asking for movement from the girth. And she can do whatever she wants, forward, backwards, sideways, it doesn't matter. But what you're saying is, if I told you to move as your leader, as your helper, what would you do with that? And then you watch, because if she scrambles, then it's showing that, that actually creates panic. If she moves conscientiously, if she goes slowly, then she's like, I can listen to you. And then the third thing, I don't know if you can still hear me. I hope you can. The third thing will be the same contact, palm at the jump up button, which is the back of her belly. So right before the stipe, you can look right there. She's showing it, right? The contact point, they're just nice, smoothing it, patting it, making contact with it, easy breathing. And then again, prong fingers and ask for it to move. Okay, so what you're looking for is, I want to make contact with your mommy button, that's the girth, and I want to make contact with your vulnerable button, that's the jump up button. And I want to ask if you can bend around me with your neck and your face, because that's the trust fall.
Right.
And so you're making contact, you're going to go down the buttons. You start with the hug, and then you'll see what that does, and then you'll try connecting to the girth, and you'll see what that does, and you'll try connecting to the jump up, and you'll see what that does, and then you go to the other side. And the reason is that they go down the buttons, they go from the face down, that when they think, they move that way, so I want you to move that way. And what you're looking for is, what does she do with it? Does she get reactive, or does she get responsive? And you're giving her an opportunity to feel it out with you. And then let her respond to you. So she might need to walk away. She might, she might have a moment. And if you can get through both sides fairly well, then go get the other halter and see about putting it on her.
Right.
It's very nice. That's very, very nice. Very
Nice
sweet.
tail.
Excellent. Yeah, good tail.
Nice
So
bridge.
this is recorded, right?
Yeah.
So when she listens to the recording after,
Yeah.
the tail swishing is emotions happening. So that's great. So she's having feelings. And then she backed up a little bit. She had a little bit of a reaction to that, but then she felt it immediately. And there's the tail swish is like, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. I'm a little unconfident, but I'm feeling it, I'm doing it, which is good. So she's not blocking, like she's with her. That's really good. That's nice right there. Yep. And you're gonna, yeah, that was good. And that's all she could handle. That's very interesting.
Big breath.
Big breath. So just go back and greet her again and go back to what she likes and what she knows. That's good. And you won't have to back her up this time. You're just gonna go get in position and stroke her neck again.
This is where she wants me for sure, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's already anticipating, but she's licking and chewing. She wants you on the other side. So go ahead and do it on this side.
Other side.
On this?
Yep, that one. Yep. Good thing she's tall. Yeah. Now put out your knuckle. There.
Oh, nice.
That was an offer. There you go. It's already happening.
Tail, tail.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Then
Yeah.
go away face.
And then now ask for just a little bit from the cheek. So slide your left hand all the way up to her cheek and kind of pull her towards you. There, just, and that's let her go. That's okay. That's fine. And see, that's where the trauma memory is sticking right there. Yeah.
Yep.
So just go back to her nose because she backed up and she's like, can you just greet me again and do the thing I like? That's nice right there. Because now I need a minute.
So should she try doing like hug mid-neck button and then step away and do a go away face?
No, I think this is really what it's all about right now. You can try, you can try. Laura's suggestion is if you hug her, then step to the side and ask for go away space, because that would also tell her, I still want space. You could still have space for me. So now, right now, step away and touch her cheek and ask her to move away from you a little bit. That's okay. Just like that. Perfect.
What's happening here?
Yeah, now go to the front and just greet her again, because that's her timeout. So she does her reset when you're back in the front of her. So when that I think was good. So when you did a little bit of go away face there, what was nice about it, she said, oh, okay, you're not going to trap me. So that's good. So let's try that again. Come back on this side. Hug her, then step away, do go away face, and then go back to her front. Put out your knuckle so she knows it's about, yeah, good. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. Yeah, just come back to the front, just greet her. Let her have her happy place. See, she wants to reboot. And so the nerves in between the nose right there helps them reboot the limbic system. So what we're doing right now is teaching her how to have self-regulation. So she's going into hyperarousal. She's going all the way into trauma, but then she's coming back and she's finding a way back to zero. And so that's what's important.
Right.
Right. All right.
This is pretty zero right here.
This is very good. Yeah. And she's actually in a process. See, she's blinking. Yeah. Okay. So she's going internal and comparing her old information with the new information. And that's what this looks like. So, but she has to go all the way through her body, and the ears just flicked, and then she's doing this a little bit. So she's making some new dendrites right now. All right. So I'm going to have, if the person can move, just shift the computer a little bit so I can see the horse more. I'm going to have you do, yeah, go ahead and go to the girth and put your palm on the girth and just hang out with her and just stroke it and be nice there. Breathe. Yeah, that's nice. And she gives you jump up. Look, she moved you. Go ahead and touch her jump up button. That's the back of her ribs. Yeah, and just pat it. Yeah, very nice. So she right away gave you her vulnerability button. So that's impressive. That's very good. Good. Yeah. And now you're going to ask her for just a little bit of movement. So just use your fingertip pressure. Just ask her for a little movement and she can kind of do what, yeah. Good job. All right, come on out. So what did you learn from that? What are you thinking? What are you processing?
Just how big of a response she gave me from this.
Yeah.
Like, that was huge. All I had to do was touch her there,
Right.
and this big thing happened. But it wasn't big, I got to get out of here. It was a big, I got to let this go.
Yes. Yes. That's excellent because she's trusting you with her trauma, basically. She knows that you're there for her. And you know, one of the things that horses' brains can't do is they can't strategize. Like hunter brains strategize, they come up with a strategy. Predator brains have more proprioception and more mirror neurons, so they act defensively. So they can't really help themselves get out of this box once they've gotten in it. And so you're like, I have a strategy. I'm going to help you get out of this box. And she's like, okay, then I'm going to show you what's in the box. And that's beautiful. That's really great. So that is going to be the homework for like a week. And I want you to go in and try it with the halter. I just want to see. It's too soon, but I'm curious. And you never know. Sometimes the angels come down and stuff happens that you didn't expect. So we might as well try it because the jump up button was so profound.
Now, and I didn't get that. So you have to explain what happened with the jump up button.
The jump up button. Okay, the jump up button means I am vulnerable with you. I am intimate with you. I trust you with my most vulnerable zone.
And you had, Sharon said for you to line up with your palm and pet the girth line, and that's line up with me. And then the horse moved and put you at the vulnerability, the jump up button, and said, I'm feeling vulnerable. Help me here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when you stimulated it and said, move a little bit, I have noticed that guiding horses, mentor horses will encourage a troubled horse to move a little bit from the jump up. It's very gentle, but it's like they're saying, it's okay. I've got you. Stick with me. You know, move when I tell you to move because I've got your back. And so it's counterintuitive for us because we would think you don't have to go anywhere. You could just stay right here. But actually what they're looking for is I want a leader who knows how to move me around and keep me safe.
Yep.
Right? So when you go back and grab the halter and you'll do the hug and do either side and look for her. She really liked this side, which is very interesting.
Yeah, the right side, yeah.
And then just see what happens with it. You know, just try a few things.
So if I'm going to do this right side again, do I want the halter in the hand that goes around for the hug or in the hand with the palm that?
In the hand with the greeting.
Fist.
In the hand with the greeting because you're letting her sniff it and greet it.
Okay.
Okay. Jump up button. She put you right back at jump up button. That's interesting. Yeah.
And a little displacement.
Yep. And there's a little displacement going on. So she wants to talk about it. So just go ahead and stay there where she put you. She's displacing a little bit and she's trying to ground and anchor herself. And she's like, I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable. This makes me very scared and nervous. And now she backed up and she's putting you back towards her neck. So now she's ready.
And she's
ready to try.
And she licked and chewed.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Nice.
Yes, that's what we're looking for. Now actually hold the halter and let her sniff it. Yes. All right. Now try to put it on. If she doesn't let you, it's okay, but just go ahead and try.
This side?
Yeah.
Yeah. She put her face in it.
She's putting her face in it. Very good.
Of course.
Yes.
Damn thing.
It's okay. We can see it now.
No, I'm just saying this.
I don't want to put it all the way for her ears yet. What?
I couldn't hear it. What did she say?
I don't want to put it
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I didn't want to put it over her ears because the other halter is there, and I just thought it might be too much.
Yeah, I think she's offering, so I would just try it because it's the opportunity for her to try. So you can work with her, and you could say it out loud. Hey, I don't want this to be too much, so you let me know. We're going to do this together. There we go. Okay, go ahead and slip it on. She's ready. Yeah. Yeah, you can try from the other side. Sure. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That's very nice. Good. And now just stroke her neck. Yes, just stroke her. Very nice. Stroke, big strokes down. Yeah, good. Good. Breathe out. Big breath out. There. Now she's giving you a jump up button again. So go down to jump up button on her other side. See how she moved forward? She just wants to tell you she's vulnerable. It's like the worst moment for lag time.
Yeah. Yeah. She turned around and greeted.
Yeah. She's greeting. All right, now can you undo the buckle so that it doesn't have to go over her ears to take it off? So it just sort of slithers off like she was a donkey?
She's standing still.
No, this one.
Yeah, there's going to be some of that.
Well, it's making me think of Jag.
Yeah.
That's what Jag's been up to. So
yeah. That's really good. Everything you're doing is with her. She's with you. And she's trying to work on her levels. So this is really good. That's okay.
now she's
Yeah, now she's wearing 2 halters. Fantastic. That's good. Just do all the soothing, all the calming signals, and just tell her that you believe in her. Say it out loud in English. I believe in you. I know this is hard. She puts you back at vulnerability. That's good. I like that you're rocking the baby. That's really good. You're doing a great job.
nice.
You're doing a fantastic job. There is going to be, there's going to be reactions because it's deep. This is deep stuff. But you're doing a really fantastic job. Yeah. All right. Now, if you can figure out how to get it off, it might not be the prettiest thing. It might be a little ugly, but she's working with you, so you're not going to ruin anything. You're like, hey, I'm just going to take this off now. And if you need to be you, that's okay, but we're going to work this out. There we go. That was really good. All right, come on out. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful work. Good job. Whew. Everyone's sweating now.
I know. I'm like trying to remember to breathe. She's definitely, she's feeling it, but she didn't throw her head up that bad when she took it off.
No, she's doing a fantastic job. I mean, the horse is figuring out how to deal.
Right.
And it's great.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. You did such a good job.
That was amazing to see the extent of the reaction in her, but not not a bolt and get out of here reaction, a reaction of, it was profound to see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what I love is that she took agency to say, I need you to go back to my vulnerability button.
And there she is.
Look, she's right there. There she is. She's right behind you.
I'm back.
So I love it that she kept saying, go back to my vulnerable button. And you're like, oh, I get it. I get it. That's how you say I'm nervous. I'm vulnerable. Let me hold you there. You did rock the baby. And you gave her that minute. And then she kept choosing to get back in position and say, okay, I think I can handle this again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blow away that boogeyman for her, because now it's a psychological boogeyman. Good. Ah, now make a little yum, 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 yum. Yeah, that's a good one. So how was that for you to just go through that process? This is a screenshot. That's
yeah, right.
It was good. I felt my anxiety go up as I went to take the halter off.
Yes.
Expecting something was going to happen. So what she gave me was way less than what we've seen in the past, even trying to get a halter off over another halter. So it was good. She's gone off to explore now. She's got her nose right on the ground.
Yeah. That's a reboot.
Yeah.
When they put their nose on the ground like that, so she is working with you. She's like, I get it. You want to help me with this, and I want you to help me with this. So now you're in. So really, this is just going to be another like week or two of what you just did.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep doing it, because you're going to work on her vulnerability. You're going to work on her agency, that she can move around you, so she can tell you, now this button, now that button. Okay. And then what I loved about her is that she put herself back in position and was like, okay, I can try more.
Yeah.
And so I think what's been interesting for me in this work with horses is we were all sort of, I was anyway, indoctrinated into this idea that you have to fix the horse. You have to do something to kind of get them over it or make them do the thing, when the reality is they're looking for a way to do the thing. They actually want to do it. They want to, make us happy. They want to be happy. They don't want to be stressed out. So you're giving her a way to talk to you about her feelings as you go through a process. And so then she's like, well, great, let's do it. So your turn. So you tell me where you're at with this at this point.
I think I feel I have to deal with the halter now, that it becomes a part of this.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to but paying attention to what she's telling. I go to undo that buckle and I get a big response. We're not ready for that yet. And then I pay attention to which button is she offering me.
Yes.
And if she's offering me that jump up button because she's vulnerable and she needs me to go there, then I go there.
Yes.
And then come back up.
Yeah.
So just to start the work is establish the hug, and when she gives me her nose, and then go to the halter and just see what we get.
The other thing I'm going to give you to do is to create a safety object, and I'd like it to be one of those big barrels, those big, like sort of a lot of those
50-gallon plastic.
50-gallon barrels. I'd like you to have it out there with you, and I want you, how you make it a safety object is you go to it and you kind of lean on it, rest, you just kind of like, almost like you're going to sleep, and you're just like, this barrel's the best thing ever. And that way you're saying, this is a safe place to be, because I want her to have a place to put herself when she's feeling nervous also.
Okay.
It's just like right there.
Because it's right there, and they love it because they can really press and wiggle their nose, and really, because she's looking for a lot of resets. She just did on the bar. She did it on the ground. She had to go do it. She's doing it on your knuckle. And so I've noticed that when horses are at the stage she's at, they're saying, okay, I need a spot to hold my focus.
Right.
And the barrel is more of a spot, and it's higher, and she can just put her nose on it and press and wiggle. And I think that right now, that's going to help her with the next step. So
when she's doing that, I can work with her because she's using that to reset as we're doing the work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to give her a way to continue to help herself. And, and also, you know, if she leaves the barrel and walks away, then she's like, I need to move to process this, because the barrel's going to be her way to stand still. There's two kinds of processing. One, we need to go for a walk and walk it off, right? We all need to do that. Like, I just need to take a walk, clear my head.
Right.
So they have that. And there's another one, I need to just be still and breathe and let it go. So that gives her the agency to say, I need to be still right now. And also a way to keep herself, to keep her nervous system lower, so she's not spiking into sympathetic all the time, you know. Right. So I'm envisioning that you're haltering and the barrel's involved. And I loved how she pushed her nose in. And you said that before, she's pretty good about putting it on. And so I'm imagining, you know, doing what you did where you slide it up her face and don't put it over her ears, and let the halter in the barrel, like slide it back down to the barrel and slide it up, slide it down, slide it up. And then just do the thing where you flip the halter behind her ears and then buckle it and then unbuckle it and take it off so it doesn't have to touch. And I'm envisioning that you get to do these things while she's near the barrel. She may put the barrel near her jump up button. I've seen that happen too. So now she's like, I can stay here with you, Mom, and do this halter thing because the barrel has my jump up.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I think she did great. I think you did great. I love how she's walking off. And actually, if you notice, she's dragging her hind toes a little bit.
Yeah.
And that is a symbol. Also, her belly, her lower belly is a little bit more full, which is a good sign. I mean, she's taking deeper breaths and she's releasing any tension in her lower gut. And you'll see them sometimes get a little bit dragging of those hind toes because like she's letting go of so much stored tension. It's like she's sleepy. She can hardly even stand up. So all those are good signs. Yeah, and, well, look at her mid-neck button. Yeah, look, it's right there. Look right now at her mid-neck button. Can you see that it's fleshier?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm really glad that you said, like, you know, your heart rate went up, your anxiety went up, because that's great. Thank you for being honest. And that's why, in that moment, I said, go ahead and tell her out loud that you believe in her, because in those moments, there's no way for our heart not to start racing if their heart is racing. And her heart was racing. And what are we doing? What are we doing? And so the best, we can't really stay, we can't, like, unless you've meditated in a cave for a long time, you're probably not going to have your heart rate go low when theirs is going high. But if you, at that moment, if you talk and you say, I believe in us, things like that, your proprioception changes, your face changes, your mood changes, your breath changes. I believe in you. I believe in us. This is going to be okay. I know this sucks, but this is going to be okay. And that kind of thing. And when you, I don't know if you said it out loud, but I saw a shift at that moment. And so I wanted to tell you the moments, and you did this if you work with Linda Kohanov, the moments when we're congruent because we're speaking our truth, the horses love that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So that, go ahead and use it. You know, at this point, you're in like Flynn with her buttons, and she's talking to you in horse. So then when you practice being coherent with her in human, it's going to take it to even another level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now she's just nibbling and walking around the edge looking for grass. And
well, actually, how I read that, she's come to you several times and then left. Right. And I read that as, come back in, let's do more.
I don't doubt that, because she makes it very obvious when she's done. She goes to the gate and she stays at the gate when she's done.
So she's like, okay, I'm going somewhere. I took myself somewhere. I'm ready for more of this, is what she's saying. Like, she's in the position that she gets in when you come in. You know, she's looking at you. It's so funny. She's like, come on, this is good. And I think that that's wonderful, because if the horse is invested, that's 50% of getting there.
Right.
Right. So you've got her invested. You've got her attention. She trusts you. She believes in you. Now it's just the process of working through a trauma, which it takes as long as it takes, as you know.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Woo! Yeah.
I've got my work figured out, I think, of where we need to go next, and see what happens.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is really, really great. I'm so happy for her and for you, and just she's just the sweetest horse. Really.
It's I did not know this horse.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what this horse was capable of doing as an athlete, but I did not know her as an individual, and I'm getting to know her now. It's been a month and a half now that she's been home, and this is the horse that I will have.
Yeah.
I know that now. Now she's figuring out life can be different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look, even just that offer right there. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's totally beautiful.
Yeah.
And it takes them some time to look at that. And the pressing, see how she's pressing into you?
Yep.
That's the reset. And so she's like, yeah, thank you for helping me reset. That's beautiful.
Yep.
It's really beautiful.
I am so grateful, Sharon, for this. I mean, this is the key to giving me the horse that I could have, that she should be. And she's 21 years old, but she is still an amazing athlete. I mean, she hasn't had to do pre-St. George work, but she still has a hell of a lot to teach me, and we can just take that work at a different level now. Plus this work, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, this is, and this is what when I see a horse responding like this, it's like the blossoming of what's in that horse's soul. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And she's breathing you, and she just expanded her nostrils. Look right there, and she's sucking in your pheromones, which is a way of horses saying, "I know you."
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's like how I breathe my granddaughter's scent in when I hold her in my arms.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Nothing like baby smell. Yeah, it's exactly like that. And they don't call each other, they don't have a verbal expression for names. They have a scent expression. And when they do that deep scenting of you, they're basically saying, you're worthy of me memorizing your scent. I want to know you.
Quivering like crazy.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. And you were talking about this is the horse, and your feelings and your expression, your emotion. And so she's like, me too. You're the person I always wanted. I was human shopping and I wanted you.